Oh,
Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most. Hallowed be thy name. You tell me, say, make I know that everything's gonna be okay. You are the father to the fatherless, the miracle working God. You make the blind man to see. You made the crippled man to walk. You are the lily of Galilee. You make impossible possible. Kama truki mama, unazino na mukaneto yo, matana chani dima, alo bidane.
we want to say good day and welcome to Family Connection Network on the forum. Keep it in touch. We've been away for some time now, but happy we are back and back in full. And as always, we are very excited to be here tonight. I want to say, Minister Lever, welcome back, man. How you been doing?
Yeah, so it feel good to be back. It's been quite a while since we've been out. We've been having some technical challenges, so we've been working behind the scene. We just want to say to our our fans and our family friends that have been following us. I know it's been a while you haven't seen us, but we are back and we are back in full, and we are here to bring you the best and nothing less than the best. So again, I'm glad Solo and just waiting to get the ball started.
Thank you so much, Minister. We just want to let our many followers know that Ben cannot be here for the entire month. They are taking some leave out. He got some major engagement he's trying to go through. But he will be back next week with us. But tonight we have with us the Vice President for the Eastern Region of ULA, elect Reverend Robert O'Ree, and also we have a Bendigo Mayor who also helped the campaign to the success of his election to ULA Vice Eastern Region Vice President. I think the installation will be pretty soon. So tonight they are here to talk about their challenges and their achievement. They will be telling us exactly how was their experience like going to ULA and being able to win the elections. So Reverend Reed, we want to say welcome.
All right, we want to say thank you for another opportunity on the show, and we look forward with this show uh, coming to our supporter in in such a way to say thank you. So again, I say thank you for allowing us another opportunity, and we look forward uh, going through this show.
We also have with us Abanigo Mayor. Abanigo also been here before, but he also supported Reverend Reed. Abanigo, welcome to our show.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say I want to commend you guys for hosting us, taking all your busy schedule and letting down other participants to host our. That is a great thing for you guys to recognize that we need to speak to the community at large and tell them thank you for the job well done. This all could not have happened with all the effort of the general Staten Island community population.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We just want to let our community know that this is a community initiative, it's a community program. We're here to have conversation about things that are going on in the community. This is the best way that we can use at this time because I know most people, if not all, should have some Facebook account or maybe ought to go to YouTube and be able to watch something on YouTube. So if you are following us tonight, we are very happy and excited that you are here. You can follow us on YouTube and you can also follow us on our Facebook account. If you have an activities and you have a contribution and you have something you want to contribute in the community, we'll be more than happy to have you here so we can have it discussed. And just for the sake of information, if you are not vaccinated yet, we encourage you to show up this Wednesday at the Park Hill Market. This Wednesday, vaccination van will be at the Park Hill Market between 6 to 7:30 p.m. Come on and get your shot. I understand at this time, those who getting shot, you also get $100 Visa card. You'll be able to get $100 Visa card. We just want to give this out as community leaders. And Reverend Reed, tell us, how is it joining like to ULA and being elected as Eastern Regional Vice President?
Well, the joining hasn't been not been an easy one. I think let me just first start how this whole journey began, and after I have gone through the process of the community election, I was defeated, not defeated. I would say, and at that same moment that I was defeated, that excuse me, that's the very day I have gotten a call. But before that, the call came, and I was trying to think about it. And after the result came, and I was defeated right there and then, I never knew that my name was in the forefront. So I just agreed, and I just decided just to go along with that. And I knew that uh, God has another chance for me, and I'm a man of God, and I take that serious. And if God say no, He has a better yes for you to come. So uh, I started the journey, and after date, we met as a team with the uh, Shield and Minerva a campaign, and I sat for long, and then I decided to make few calls. So the first calls I make was Hillary. By then we have met and talked and said, "Oh my man, look, this is the situation, and I welcome your decision, and I will be wholly and solely." So I decided to lean on him, and why there then, and I couldn't see any way. Uh, I would say it was a little bit kind of stagnant. So again, I decided and I pick up the phone and say, "Okay, look, let me call this my brother and friend, and though we ran in the election and we were defeated, so I saw a great potential in him, a great zeal in him. So I say I can we could work together. Let me just call him." So I pick up the phone and call Abinigo, and I say, "Abinigo, I need your help. Strictly upfront, I need your help, and I want you to help me in this joining." But first of before then, he had called me and asked me, "Reese, what you doing? How the process going?" So I thought of thought on that and say, "Okay, I think let me just call him." And I called him right there, and then he agreed to to serve as my fundraising chairman. So he decided, say, "Look, I'm going to put some things on paper, and I'm going to come back with the decision, and we're going to go from there. And that how we begin the journey.
Thank you so much. Abednego Mayor, how is it like trying to raise funds for this whole initiative? I know Reverend Ree has squarely laid out how you got involved with this whole initiative. I understand you guys were able to raise a lot of money, cover the trip. You know, what was the strategy like?
I would say from the onset, while recall me, raising the money was a team effort because when Rick called me, looking at my own planning procedure, the time was very short for us to raise money and not knowing the number of delegates that have confirmed that they will be going. So I just told him, this thing, you call me as a friend, I understand it, but I think it need to be a all-white community effort. So I'm going to call leadership of the community, and we're going to see how best we can hang here and rally around you to support you. So right there, I called the president, and I spoke with him. I called the vice president. I spoke with her. I called the chairman of the board, and I called a few people around. And I said, we got to make this thing happen for the community, and not just because we is the one who run it, or member who's leaving, they are leaving from the community and they want to have that experience as well. So let's mobilize to see how best we can make a team effort to raise funds to contact all the members that wanted to go. So now that we had like an emergency meeting, I think the first meeting was Friday. It was like a 5 person delegation, and the chairman, Fasa, you yourself, you started the ball rolling. You started calling on all your board members to contribute. The first donation received after Henry was from the board member. So you started the ball rolling, and we were just there to see how best we can network the other area and make it work. So I cannot say, oh, it was a Bendigo thing. No, it was not my thing. It was a team effort. You, the chairman, the president, and Reed himself, we just reach out to our contact and reach out to the general community, and people who wanted to contribute contributed, and people who wanted to go. Our target was $10,000 for 50 people. We were able to raise pretty close to $5,000, and we carried pretty close to 13%. So in no way was it was a very successful trip, and we came back victorious, which is the biggest thing. So I think overall the program was successful and the community won.
Great. The community won. The program was successful. If you're just joining us, this is Family Connection Network. If you have a comment, drop us a comment. If you have a question, please drop us a question. We'll come because Mayor raised money, so he had to tell us how the money was expended. If there was anything that maybe is left over, what is he doing with the leftover money? But we'll come to the other aspect of it. I just want to go over to Minister Leva. Minister Leva,
Yeah, well, so thank you very much, and I want to say again, congratulations to Reverend Reeves and that of the community, like you said, Staten Island send a representative, and that effort was not wasted, and I think everyone that contributed penny to this process, can celebrate knowing for the way that whatever effort they put into this whole thing didn't just go in vain. So it's a good thing. Again, I want to say congratulations, guys, and congratulations, the Staten Island community. Well, let me take it from Reverend Reeves. Reverend Reeves, a lot of people might have heard that you're running for the position of Eastern Regional Vice President. They might not know what your responsibility is. So they might be expecting a lot from you, except you tell them the role you're going to be playing. What do they expect? What does the community expect of you as a regional vice president elect? What are some of those things that you're going to be bringing back to your community?
All right, before I go that further, let me just say something later too, and I want to bring in the president and the chairman of the board involvement. And We have not, let me just say, since I've been here, though we've been carrying people to uh, the convention of ULA, but we have not seen this support from the community. So I had not been for the chairman of the board and the chairman, the president intervention. We couldn't have come this far, though we had able-bodied men uh, raising fund, drinking the strategies, but they were out there utilizing their skill, and especially the president talking to the community, sending out flyers, like the chairman sending out messages to those other board members. And I must commend them for their hard work. And it is in this uh, leadership we see things happening from the community prospect uh, collectively. And I think when we live in this vineyard, we can do even more better. Uh, what is the job of the Eastern Regional Vice President? The Eastern Regional Vice President is to help the president elect and to, to coordinate activities, work with other chapters within the Eastern region. The Eastern region has almost 15 to 16 chapters, if I'm not mistaken. I, will- I will I have to learn as I go on, but I think we have the largest chapters among all the regions. So we going to work with the region. For past time, the region was a little bit dormant. So my vision, my uh, 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 plan is to see how best we can come together as a team, work with the presidents, even our own chapter here, SECA is part of that body. So we will be working together, reporting to the president. But my plan is to see the chapters uh, becoming effective. We want to build that bridge between Osaka and let me say the regional leaderships to that of ULA entirely, because some of the chapters have been left behind. So what we foresee is to see how best we can unite ourselves and help bring up some plan, bring up some a suggestion that we all can bring together to make ULA a successful union.
Okay, thank you very much. This question going to go across, but let me take it from your angle. We saw in a couple of months that you, Mr. Mion, and that of the president of Silka, you guys were all like politically, I will use that terminology, opposing each other, fighting for a post, and uh, and you got defeated, and a million got defeated. First thing first, we saw you and Million kind of like creating a little partnership. It was not, vividly a partnership, but it was something like that because I saw you guys having meet and greet and what have you. And this time around, we see that the both of you guys got defeated, but you guys were able to lace together to be able to move as a team. What is the energy, what created that kind of a working environment between you and Brother Mayor? Because oftentimes we see when people go head to head in elections, and after those elections, they had to, talk to each other. I mean, there is this form of enmity. So, what is the tool that you guys are using?
Look, I I must admit, I come from a background that that involve uh, workmanship, that involve uh, uh, unity. And Leon, we decided. We, Let me be frank. It's true that many times people go out there for this election politically, and they come back with that uh, bitterness because of what uh, one person said to the other person. And I'm a man that down to earth. I speak my mind and move on. And when we got in the race, I think the first thing Leo myself talked, and he wanted me to be his vice president. I wanted, but he couldn't come closer to tell me, and I want him to be my vice president. And so when I called him, I said, "Oh look, I wanted him to be my vice president, but this brother, I don't have nothing against him. I applaud his ambition. He came bold front. He want to run. He want to try himself. Let me go and see. If I fail, I fail. If I win, I win. And I applaud his enthusiasm and his thought. I let him half away. I say, let us go there. But let him stay. I stayed, took him to be my friend. And but what we were trying to bring to ULA is that diversity we have among ourselves. And most times you see these things happening and people falling apart is not because of the people, it's because of themselves, it's because of the grief. They take self up there and leave about the people. So what I saw in Mayon, and I would want to turn it to Benedict, is the people. It's not us. So if we can save the people, then ourselves have been saved. So that's what I saw in, most especially at Beningo, because after we decided to run, and we call a meeting, three of us, Benedict, Beningo, and myself. We called and said, look, the community have gone dead for some time. So if we want to boost the community out, so how can we go about? I think Abinigo brought all the idea. So I told him, say, look, we can work together. Let these people see us as Kennedy working together. And once they see us as Kennedy working together, they will know that we are for them and not for ourselves. So a lot of times leadership go out there to put themselves first instead of putting the people. That's why you find sometimes you find argument among themselves. So it's that unity, it's that cohesiveness that we find among ourselves, and and mainly I thought leaning on Abinigo, and that's why I stuck to him, because when we called Ben how one or two uh a suggestion to make, he brought about the political self uh into play, and say, look, we can do that thing another time. But we saw that, look, we're for the people and not for ourselves. And that's what I saw in him. And that make me to gravitate to him and work with him. And I'm a person that work with anyone that comes my way.
Thank you very much. That was a very a splendid response to that question. Too many people that are watching this live now in Staten Island will say to themselves, "Wow, what a new dawn! We got new leaders, people that can go behind the scene and say, gentlemen, it's not all about ourselves. It's not all about the position. It's about the community. What can we do to be able to resuscitate our community that is dying or living dead?" Ebenico Mayo, this Ebenico Mayo. that was just defeated. I was a part of the debate, and I saw how heated that political debate was. And I think Family Connection covered the debate live. But Abenico, you got slapped in the face by the current president, Benedict Standard, and Reverend Reeves, and you guys were battling, and yet you are raising some funny to ensure that Reverend Reeves, become successful in his election on the board. Let's say at the level of ULA. Can the community believe that you guys going to use this same energy to take the community, to take Silka from where it is? First forward, can we say that? You are muted, Brother Benico. Can you unmute yourself, please?
You can say that as we speak because you saw the energy we contributed towards the July 26 program, which was the first major program of the leadership in a short period of time. And we have been working behind closed doors to see things move in a speedy manner for the community. So for me, I tell people I don't get involved in the public event or public activity because of my own ambition. I do it because of the people. Because I tell people I'm okay where I am as myself. So if I say I want to make a change for the people, I should also be willing to respect the people' rights. So many a time I see that I was leader not just locally do not respect the rights of the people, do not respect the rights of the people, so they go at localhead if they don't not win election. How do you expect a group of people to believe in you and you don't believe in them? The choices that people made to the ballot box, that's what they believe in. So if they don't vote for you, you have to believe that they don't want you and take it and leave it. And if you show within your mind that you have been working for them, just accept that decision and continue to work. If you think they
Correct.
never make the rightful decision, work and let them see that the decision they made was wrong and let them come to make the rightful decision another point in time. But if you say, oh, I'm working for the people, but I'm not going to accept what they say because they never choose me, because it is not me, then I got an issue with you. And we see nowadays many of our African leaders back home in our country, people the people begin to suffer because of the selfish aim of these leaders who quote unquote say they are for the people. Because what makes me opposition to Reverend Reed is not the people. What makes me opposition to Reverend Reed is how Reverend Reed decide to implement his policy for the benefit of the people. That's what I'm opposition to. I'm not opposition to him or the people. So I'm not opposition to ban other people. I'm opposition to ban policy towards the people. If the people say they want ban policy, I'm supposed to respect that and work with ban to implement the policy for which the people say. But not to go stand to be an opposition or to stand on the fence and to say, oh, let ban fail. Because it's ban fail who fails. The community at large fail. And also part of the community. My conscience will not serve me right if I sit on the fence to say to be quote unquote opposition and not helping the people. So that's why in the initial stage, I brought in that three-person meeting for us to see how best we could start working together from a three different perspectives. So if somebody wins, we all can continue to work together for the sake of the community. Although three of us never met, but later on, Ben bought the idea, and three of us are still working together to see how best we can put forth the interests of the community.
Well, my conscience will not serve me right. That was the voice of the former presidential candidate for Silka, brother Benigo Mio, who served as the finance officer or the finance man for his opposition back then, a candidate, Reverend Robert or Reeves. So we want to say if you have your question, just drop all your question. It's amazing seeing people that were just politically a local here coming together to join force for the betterment of the community. All right. I join Angle with Solo. Pick it up from there.
Thank you so much, Minister. It's very great to have such a discussion tonight. Um, Let me go to Reverend Reed. Reverend Reed, I know induction is pending anytime soon. Um, After induction, what will be your first 100-day plan as Eastern Regional Vice President?
Uh, well, I think I want to go with the mandate with the entire uh, a union 100 day. Within that 100 day, my portion is there, and what I have started to do is to see to get closer to those chapters leaders that I don't know, that don't know me, and to call them to see whether we can build that bridge, that relationship, that partnership, uh, for which we can all come together to work. So one thing I'm trying within the Eastern region, they have some misunderstanding. I'm not called it uh, high confusions, and they cannot put things together, just misunderstanding. So we going to be working to see how best we can find a resolution to those a confusion, that those misunderstanding. And so I have begun calling from one end to another end and soliciting views of what's going on and what is not. I'm planning meeting the former Eastern Regional Vice President and few others leaders within ULA to see how best they can starting off with some advices. So I've started as well to talking to them to see the best way we can bring these chapters together. So my first 100-day plan is to start bringing those uh, fallen chapters to light to see whether they can get back on and how effective they can start their chapters, events, and other stuff. If there is the way to help, we can all come together to help. I spoke to one of them, and they have some issues with uh, their their 501c3. And though I'm not an expert, but I can help if there's a way to give some advice. I will. If there's a way to help along the way, I will. But first, first to have them to know me and to bring bring up those 14 chapters to light and to work towards those mixed understanding among the chapters and to see how best we can be effective.
Yeah,
And
Robin,
yeah,
walk us through this process. How many chapters are we talking about within the Eastern region?
we have almost 13 chapters.
Are they all active at this time? Because I know
Uh,
there are people who can be members of a chapter, or they can be a chapter member, but they are not active at the national level for several reasons. Maybe they are not paying their dues on time, or maybe they are not active in other activities. Are these all 13 we're talking about active at the level of EULA? And EULA, by the way, for those who follow us, is a Union of Liberian Association in the Americas. That's what we're talking about tonight.
those chapters, are they all active? No, I would say no. They are not all active because just the other day we went to the election, and just to hear that uh, the chapter in Massachusetts, they didn't come because they had a misunderstanding and they was not represented there. So they have a, a problem. The chapters, uh, that chapter was suspended because I don't know why. We're going to find out later, but we want to work with them to see whether we can bring them back together. There are other chapters or other organizations that 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 are not part of ULA, but they hoping and praying to be part. So we talking to them as well to see whether we can bring them on board. So all of us can be working together as one. Uh, why we work on the others modality to do the best we can do to bring those chapters that are not member or that was suspended. So there where we
Thank
are.
you, Reverend. Let me go to my brother Ebeneco. Ebeneco, I know you made some comment about contribution. The issue of finance has to do with accountability. I know for those who following us, have you made a comprehensive report maybe to the community or to the committees, whoever that you are working along with? If so, what is the report like? Do you have access or are we in deficit? If you're in deficit, how are you going to get the outstanding amount? You got to unmute. You're muted.
We made a comprehensive report to the community at large, and I presented that report, copied to the chairman of the board, copied to the vice president elect for regional, for Eastern region, and to the president. So, and I presented a copy to the community. I'm moving forward to produce more copies to present them to the churches authority because the churches will also use a major instrument for us to carry our messaging during the collection. So report have been made. When it comes to the exact figure, I don't have the report in front of me, but we generate pretty close to $5,000, and we spent just about that amount. I think we were in deficit like -$8, which I can honor, right? So that is not an issue, but we are not owning any institution or any individual, so we are safe to say that nobody will be taking anybody to court for any money. We never had to credit anybody money. So the process was transparent as everyone saw who contributed and I haven't had any feedback for anyone saying like I contributed, I never saw my name on the list. The report been up pretty close to 2 weeks now. So I show we are safe financially and we can walk around with our eye open and not hiding for anybody or for anyone because we've been chased or saying that we misuse public funds. So the report is out there. And if anyone need copy, they can reach out to me. I will send in a copy of the report.
Thank you. Abenico, this energy that was put together to support Reverend Reed to Eula, how can we bring it home at the level of Selka? Because I saw that there was a lot of collaboration, and Selka need this kind of energy. How can we bring it home?
Like I tell everybody within the community, if I'm available, you need my service. It's just a phone call, and I will tell you if I cannot do it, I cannot do it. The issue with Reed, there was some hiccups and stuff, but once I committed to him that we was going to make it work, we worked together. We still on the phone constantly. We had that communication. I updated him with what was happening and the information I needed from him. He sent me that information. Your phone will continue ringing on what design strategy to see how we could make it work. Everything that will work out smoothly. We will decide to have a program at the church. It never went the way we went. We switched on another man. We said let's continue to have full sale. what how to grow. This push on to grow were not successful, but we never allowed that to be something that was in our way. We continue working on that. We saw the day through, and that we make as well necessary arrangement with the help of God. We were able to get everything done. You was there. We went to the hotel. We have to change hotel 2, 3 times just to make sure we were in a decent place that everybody felt comfortable. So these things not just happen because I was there, but it was a quality effort. Once we understand communicating, we are clear with each other what we want to do and what we want to achieve. I'm sure that energy can always be there.
Yeah, but the Constitution provide for standing committees, people who will serve on committees. Are you willing, if you have the time, at least to contribute your quota to these committees?
The president had engaged me, and I would say you yourself had engaged me, and I recommended other people who's working with the committee. And I told the president I will work in every whichever capacity that I feel I have the time to work in. I will not overload myself because I have some personal thing going on, and I will not make commitment to thing I know I cannot fully participate. So I knew I had a time to participate in Reverend Reed activity, although the time was short, but we had that communication open, and that's one of the things that made her achieve a lot in a short possible time because of the constant communication. So once the constant communication is there, I sure will be able to achieve a lot of things.
Great. Thank you so much, Abanico. Tonight we're having a conversation with Reverend Robert O'Ree, Eastern Regional Vice President elect for ULA, the Union of Liberian Association in America, and Abanico Mayor, the guy who served on a finance committee or raised funds to support Reverend Reed. Reverend Reed, I know besides the big shots that you said thank you to, the little guys out there who committed $5, $10. What do you say to them?
Oh,
The lady who
they
provided her time to
no,
sell food for you, ladies who show up on a day to do some food sale. I would
they
looking forward to something like that because we like
oh,
some food.
look. I think these lady are ready to work for the community, and they have put in their time and their ability. It's just a matter of how we can build a team. And my heads go out to the ladies that give the lady. Let me start with her that gave
Call the lady
or
name. She got a
or one of
name,
the
Reverend.
Asatu Asatu Sanon. Asatu Sanon, I think she do full sale, and she had 2 days, Thursday and Tuesday and Thursday, and she gave us her Thursday. The time was short, as Benigo say, and she gave us just three, three, four Thursday, and not withstanding the others, Princess Brown, uh, Nawat Kamarad, Lydia, Lydia Mojade, my own wife, Martha Reeves, uh, came on board with the insight of Deacon Teddy Brown. Deacon Teddy Brown sat one night and called me and said, "Look, my man, we had the fundraising going." And I told him, "Say, look, I don't know. We have tried. Sometimes, like Abinigo says, some of the planning was better. At the end of the day, we couldn't get what we expect was not that effective, but yet we stood tall." So when he called me in and he said, "Look, my man, we wanted to do this full sale on Labor Day, and what we were planning, Princess Brown, Deacon Brown, wife called me and told us and say, look, you're foolish, eh? You know when you have that full sale on Labor Day, you won't get nothing, you won't realize nothing because a lot of people could be going out there on the beach and something, so you won't get anything. And so, but let's plan it for the following. So I have talked to my wife. My wife had called one or two person, and and that Labor Day we met at the Conteri Brown's place. So there where we met Howard Kamara, Reverend Kamara wife, uh what's her name? Lydia Mojadi. She just lose her husband, and we call them in a group. And Teddy said, look, we need your help. We need money. We need full sale. And right in that time, they say, okay, let's see whether we can do something. Let's see whether we can do something. And surprisingly, on that Monday, they got together and put something together. And I want to thank also my Reverend Hawa Kermi, and she too, though she was not part of the planning, but she make herself part of the planning. And the thing about Binigo, though he was not in that planning, but the thing about him that everybody gravitated to him, even my wife too gravitated to him. He, as soon as I called him and informed him and informed the president that look, we got a full sale, because when this plan failed, we try to move to the next plan to make it effective. When the next one failed, we try to move on. And to be frank, I'm a commit my I'm gonna be a weird. The president do his work. I'm gonna applaud him too, because he gave her that courage to to go on. Sometimes we will want to, you know, fight it. And sometimes you say, my man, let's see what the next one can do. Let's see how best we can put together. So when they came together, and look, surprisingly, Abinigo started calling, started giving, sending the flyer out, started telling people. They were surprised to see people coming to them to buy, just because Abinigo, then the president, was sending names out. But they did wonderful. They did wonderful. Your wife, that's my sister. I will always say, she took upon herself or time just to come to say she roasting chicken just to sell, leaving her home and come in a co and just to sell for us to put funds together. It came a time, to be frank, it came a time where we almost gave up to say, "But I don't think we can make it." I was just coming and say, okay, I will just look for money and just or buy my ticket and go. It came about when we went for the van. When I went for the van, they told me, say, look, do you get money on your debit card? Well, I can't use debit card. So I say, but it happens that Abinigo have already gone to plan to get the van. Whether we two rode that bus, we were going to go. So Binigo said, my man, don't worry, we're gonna get the bus the next day. But all of them, all the little ones that put in the dime, and most especially our lady that kept our money in Rose. She was all the way in, probably in California, and she was collecting money and sending the money. Those that paid, I cannot name them all, but those few was the one that really put themselves into it. And that's the full sale I'm telling you about. That one day we make $1,085.
Yes,
And
really.
that's
Thank
how things went on. So we just say thank you to all those that pay $5, $10. Especially, let me not forget our own sister, Kema Beverly Johnson. She put herself into it as well. And this lady took herself and say, look, whether you're lucky or not, I am a Liberian. And I don't want nobody to call me African American. I'm a Liberian, and we need more Kima. So she was there as well helping. And when we went out there, we have great fun and we enjoy ourselves. And you yourself saw the fun that we had back there.
Thank,
And
thank,
this
yeah,
is the
thank you
first
so
time.
much, Ravi. I know time is fast spent. We have to go tonight, but let me just take a look back to Abednego. Abednego Mayor, I know Reverend Reed has moved on to Eastern Regional Vice President, and you contested it last time you lose. Do you still plan to contest for second leadership? Please unmute yourself and get on record.
At the end of the day, we will decide whatever the community want. If the community, if that's the direction the community wants to go, we never just go into the race because of our own ambition. We go in the race through consultation with other members within the community with their support. So we seek this consultation again. If that's the route they want us to go, that's what we're going to do once the availability is still there.
On a rate of 1 to 10, what will you give President Benedict Snyder? 10 being excellent. You know what I'm talking about.
I would say it's too early to start rating the president. He hasn't even stayed already in office yet. He haven't even had inauguration yet. So I think it's too early. We need to give him the time. If you say how is the leadership doing, I would say the leadership in a short period of time they are doing more than what people expect. Are they fully accountable yet to the community? I would say that's another thing to be left for discussion. But given a short number of time and he's putting his team together, I will give him the benefit of the doubt and let's see after his first 100 day in office.
No, we have exceeded 100 days. Leadership was inducted June 13. I stand to be corrected. So October 13 made 120 days. So I think they have exceeded 100 days. And I think you should have been fair. And let's look at step by step. How will you grade him? Where have he done good? Where do he need to improve? He's listening, or maybe he may listen later. That would be great for this
I was
discussion.
I would say communication wise has the leadership been effective when it comes to a lot of communication. No, they need to improve with their communication mechanism. I don't sure they are using their secretariat very effectively. And it seems to be that we are seeing a lot of break on pieces within the executive. I think they need to put their house in order and like form a one team because I see are working harder as a quote unquote opposition than the executive member. So I think that's one of the things the president needs to have under control, the full backing of the executive team. And I think that's where it's not really happening. So we're conscientize the president for that, why he has our shoulder to stand on and make some of these moves, but we need a full executive leadership to be part of the process.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Um, do you have any final word, maybe before I go to Reverend, so we can close this broadcast for tonight?
I
What will
would
be your
say
parting comment?
I would say thanks you for the time for giving us the platform to express ourselves on the working of our own activity within the community, and most especially when it comes to running re campaign for regional vice president at the level of SOCA. And I would just want to tell Henry, although we help him, he's the son of Staten Island, he's the son of New York, but we expect a lot of him because the first president, the outgoing president was from New York, and we never heard a lot of positive things. We want to hear a lot of positive things about you. That's what we supported you because we believe in you that you can make it work. And once more, again, a big thanks to the community for all their support. Till will not happen with all the effort of everybody within the community. A teamwork make a dream work, and that's what make or brought the success of Staten Island.
Thank you so much, Abanico Mayor. Teamwork make the dream work. Reverend Reeves, what will be your parting comment for your many supporters, those who supported you? And I know, I believe in you, and you're going to live up to the commitment Abanico rightly said. Your parting comment.
Well, we want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity, and I pray and depend on God for the strength to do the best He wants me to do. So it is my pleasure to work for the people, not for myself. and mainly for my community, uh, Sika. Uh, uh, Not forgetting, I would want to name few people just to say thank you to my brother and friend Peter Gade. Peter Gade was there to me. He was my darling counselor. He was my supporter. Even that many the time when we needed some fun, he came right on time, and we have to send it to Abednego. And again, we went to my own friend and brother Akwe. He worked behind the scene, and I tell a lot of people whether you like it or not, he one of the person that you want to go to. Sometimes he act in a different form, but he mean all good. He's my friend. We work together. Though I serve on his organization as board chair, but he one of the sweet person to work with. Uh, I want to say thank you to Agnes Twitter, Kuala, and everyone to work. Our community, as you say, if we work together, we go far. And it's not just one person thing, it's other person thing. I'm waiting to work, and I know when I come into Sika, I have a president, and I must serve that president well. When he gave me tasks to do, if I have the opportunity, I should serve it because that's how uh, seven do. So I know I'm out there, and I'm no one bigger. I'm always humble to do everything that I deem it necessary to do. So again, I say thank you, and I love and I prayed for the platform as we go more and more. And I just want to suggest and may ask you. I know we need to help build up the platform, and I call on all Staten Island to help. This is our platform we have on Staten Island. Let us support them. Let us give them. Let us surround them with that love. And to start off, I want to pledge $200 to the platform, and I know they're doing a great thing, and more will come, and more will be part of our activities. Again, I say I lift my head to the president. I know he heard about the weather runner and tent. I just say we all can work together to make this possible. Together, we stand divided we fall. So we can make it. And I say thank you and God bless us all. And Friday, I leave for the induction. I will be inducted into office this coming Sunday, and I look forward for all of you here that God will strengthen me as I go further to make a difference, to bring a new voice in and among us. Not just when you lost, you find a barrier, but when you lost, you build a bridge, a partnership to work together, because it is the people thing and it is not us. Again, thank you and thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Robert O'Reed, Eastern Regional Vice President. And on behalf of my colleagues, Levi and Ben, I want to say thank you so much for your donation. It's little is much when God is in it.
God is in it.
And as we always say, this is a community platform. We're just here to talk about people who are contributing to our community, how well they are doing in the community, and how can we encourage them to make sure that they continue to do what they do. Nobody has been paid, but you are passionate and you believe that you can do more for your community. That's why we are here to talk about those things and also talk about challenges. How can we tackle those challenges in our everyday life? Well, until then, I want to say thank you so much for being here tonight.
Can I
What,
can
you
I
want to
just
add something? An
yes
extra donation?
yeah yeah extra donation. I just forget about one important person uh in this whole I know he may not want to be named, but I want to give my heads up to just Chinwe. Uh, he's been dead. When I wake, I go to him. It makes me strong. And that day, we discuss and we say, you say, Reverend, we know that God will make it. So I just want to tell him thank you for his prayer and all other prayers, my pastor and the other pastors. And we want to work together with the churches as well. And with the church, we can make a good community. That's why I tell the churches, we find everyone in the church. And if we connect to those pastors and make them our friend and make them a partner of the community will be that effective. And I pray that we realize it and come together. And I pray every day for the president to find that vision of unity that we all can work. Let us not cause any confusion again, but be a brother keeper. Again, I say thank you for giving me this short time just to conclude.
Thank you so much, Reverend. I know the issue of the churches is a different debate for another day. I've been on Staten Island going to 10 years. I remember they've been having meeting to have John service. It never happened. So you, the reverends, it's a challenge to you people. See how well you get can put this immigrant churches together to make sure that everything works. We depend on them. And absolutely, I agree with you. This is how we go home tonight. We just want to say thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back here on Sunday, same time with another guest. Until then, I'm your host, Paulo Fasa.
Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name. Lord, you are the most high. Hallowed be thy name.